Do you think we can win it? I mean, we've been at this 3 years now since obviously the break we took from the competition. Quarterfinal, first year back with Arteta, semis the next year, final now. How you feeling? You think we can grab it?
I think we can.
You think so?
I do believe we can.
If you were to put a percentage on it.
Let's put a percentage. I would say I'll give about 80.
God damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yes. I do believe we can.
Yeah.
These boys are hungry, and you can see it oozing out of them.
Yeah.
They crave a major trophy, which they've lacked for only God knows how many seasons. So they look like they're ready to die on that pitch.
Yeah.
They're ready to do anything by any means necessary. So I do believe they can win.
80%.
Yes, I'll give it 80%.
Let's remember this, so I'm gonna come back to this. Okay. No, I dig that. I'm not as confident, but obviously it's PSG that we're gonna play. Who would you have preferred, Bayern or PSG?
Honestly, I would go the slightly easier route, which is Bayern, considering that we
You
really
think
beat them
so?
this season. Yes, I would have gone there, but knowing the boys, they like a good revenge game. They want to avenge their loss against them in the semifinals last season. So,
You think is that part of what is getting you to 80%?
yeah,
Okay.
they like a good
Well,
revenge.
Arteta does love a bit of a revenge.
And we know some players that do.
Yeah.
Saka, Big Gabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Big Gabby wasn't there last year.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Well, it's interesting you say that though, Nat, because we're the underdog. I think if you poll neutral fans, a lot of Arsenal fans would say Arsenal, obviously. But if you poll neutral fans, I think a lot of them would argue PSG will take it. It feels good being an underdog, though. Like coming in with very little, I guess, confidence from the public. So hopefully we can tap into that energy and make some shake.
I do believe we can. I do believe we can.
For me, it's going to be a few weeks before the game happens. And I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity to assess things and analyze performances and all that. But you almost kind of feel like maybe PSG are actually a good match for us, the way we play and the way they play. And what I mean by that is, aerially, I think that we might have some advantage over PSG. I also think we're more physical than PSG. They have athletes, yes, but if we're looking at just pure physicality, I don't think they're as physical as we are, and I think that can count for something. I want us to play the most terrorist football. You see this one that we're doing. No, just because the Warriors, if you go toe to toe with them, I think that they might take it because they just have better players. I think, so just play terrorist football, just send that ball in, right? And this is where obviously if Gyökeres can perform the way he did 2 days ago, if he can do the same thing against PSG in the final, absolutely have him there. If not, get Kai on. Because with Kai, you can almost damn near guarantee that the physicality, the win all the area balls and all that, he's got that in his bag.
Yeah. I mean, Havertz is the kind of player that he makes magic happen when magic is not happening.
But see, here's the thing though, and I agree with that statement. But here's the thing. In front of goal, you want somebody who, if the opportunity presented itself, lethal.
Yeah.
I see that's where Gyökeres comes in. The way Kai shoots the ball is a lot there there's a lot there that just doesn't make you feel really good or confident. Whereas
he needs to add more pizzazz.
and like conviction that he's going to put this in the back of the net. So it's a bit of a head scratcher though, because on the one hand, there are qualities that Gyökeres has that you want, right? In front of goal on the day the opportunity presents itself, kill. But on the other hand, the other parts of the game that Kai is definitely better at than him, positioning, giving defenders a hard time and all that. Ultimately, I think this game is going to be won or lost in the middle of the park and on the wings, right? I'm not even sure that, if you think about the defenders they've got some good defenders, right? So they've got the smart and very competent and experienced Marquinhos, right? And then they have the aggressive younger defender Pacho, right? So that
Mendes.
on the wings, but just centrally for now. The combination of the qualities that both of them have, I feel like might be too much for any one center forward, which is why I'm thinking, and then the reverse also applies. So on our side, Dembele this, Dembele that. I don't think Dembele is going to have a good time against Saliba and Gabriel straight up. So then you shift to the wings, Varaskelia versus White. I'm not filled with confidence. I don't know about you.
I'm not either. I'm not gonna lie, but that's where I feel like Saliba can slightly contain without him losing his position and then leaving the man that he's supposed to be guarding exposed.
Right, and
But then again, that's where you now have your defensive mid, Rice, for example, to also help out as well. So
there's a lot to, when you look at the individual battles, there's a lot to think about, right? Obviously, Varaskelia, White, most people would say White is going to have a long day. And our boy, Pastor Timber, we don't know where he's at. So
we're not seeing that man this season.
It doesn't look like.
I don't think so. I don't think we're seeing him this season.
It doesn't look like it.
But the rest of the season.
Nuno Mendes versus Saka. Saka is getting more and more fit. You would hope that he can give Mendes a run for his money on the day. He's done it before. A couple seasons ago, he tore Mendes a new asshole. So there's that. Hopefully we can get some of that back. Midfield, okay, the general Rice is there, but then he has to deal with a very technical Portuguese Vitinha, right? MLS, the MLS battle. If we go MLS Ra versus Zubi, does MLS have enough coverage in his legs to provide the additional? Obviously, going forward, MLS is going to be so good. Yeah. But then on the defensive side of the game, against incredible technicians, their front three in Doué, Varaskelia, Dembele, and some of that midfield run coming in from Neves, and I don't know who they decided to go with, the kid that played right back for them, Emery. Can MLS deal with that? I don't know. This is a lot to think about. Just the matchup, the different profiles of players. But look, it's a final. And if you made it to the final, it means that you're good. Start with that. So I don't think it's going to be the game that people think it's going to be where PSG blow us out. I don't think so. And while my confidence level is not at 80%, I do think that we have enough in the tank to get across the line, and we'll see.